near the end of serving a mission in Portland, I was in Tigard. It's a city pretty close to where the Portland Temple is actually at. Um, excuse me. I was in a trio companionship with two other elders. Um, and I remember one preparation day, one of my companions, he had a little package he needed to send home to his family. So we were just before leaving the apartment, we said our companionship prayer, and he was the one who offered the prayer. And in his prayer, he remembered, um, he said that as we went about our activities throughout the day, that he asked if the Lord could bless us to be instruments in His hands. To Even though it was kind of our get ready day for the week, to be able to preach the gospel still. And we went about our day. We sent our emails to our families, and afterwards we went to mail his package at the post office. And as we were waiting in line at the post office, as he was going to send his package off, we saw a couple of Hispanic people. There was a man and a woman standing next to some boxes, and they were just kind of standing to the side, and the other missionary and myself, we kind of came up to them and talked to them, just saw how they were doing, kind of get to know them. And we just through the course of the conversation found out that they were just sending some clothes to some family members that lived in Mexico. And we found out that the man, he was actually a member of the church. He had been baptized, I remember, probably about 15 years prior to that. His name was Joaquin. And the other lady, her name was Maria. They weren't a married couple, just some friends that knew each other. And we found out that Joaquin, he the other day had been riding on his bike to work, and he had been hit by a car. He got in a little accident. He broke a couple of ribs, and he had to be taken to the emergency room. But he had prayed to God during that time, after he was in that accident, that he would help him find him again. He had gone inactive for many years, and he had been wanting to go back to church, but he didn't really know how to, or where to start to go back. And I think just during that accident, it kind of stirred up some emotions in him and some thoughts, and making him think, where should I be? And he said that prayer just a couple of days before we found him there at the post office. We were excited at the news because he would be in that branch where we're at, that Spanish branch. And we told him that we knew, because we could help him with that problem of his. His friend Maria, she wasn't a member of the church, but Joaquin had been talking to her about the church and about the gospel probably a couple months prior to that experience where we met him in the post office. And she got really excited about it. She love the thoughts of families, the unity of it, um, how the gospel can bless it, and just it it made her want to be a member of the church. So almost right then where we talked to her, she was committed to being um, uh, baptized to being a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Um, it wasn't long afterwards where we started teaching her. Um, we, for one of our visits, we took her on a tour of the visitor center of the Portland Temple. It was really close by, and it was a wonderful experience. We we saw the video with her there. She was deeply moved. Um, she was baptized a couple of days after I had returned home. It was amazing to see the change in her while I was there, and in Joaquin as well. As he started going back to church, they both developed good friendships and ties with the members there, and they really fit in. I know that as they started meeting with us, as they started going to church, as they read from the Book of Mormon, and as they prayed to Heavenly Father, I know that it started to change their lives, and I know that as they continue doing those things, that it will change it for good even more. They are starting a path in a great journey, and I was glad to be able to be an instrument in the Lord to help them find that and begin in that.